Welcome to the In Between podcast. We're so excited it's 2017, so we wanted to kick off the new year with a favorites episode. But this isn't just an ordinary favorites. We have a special guest, and that's our mom, Linda White. We're going to be sharing some of our favorite things from the past year, as well as some things we're looking forward to in this upcoming year. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the In Between podcast.
Welcome back to a new episode of the In Between. We are excited to kick off 2017 with our mama is here. This is Linda White, and we have really missed. We haven't done 2 episodes the last 2 weeks. Took off for Christmas break, and we are ready to jump into 2017. We've got some good topics we're going to talk about.
And if you'll notice, we're in the same room. So this is exciting. We're usually 1,000 miles apart when we do these, but we decided since I was coming to Texas, it would be a good chance to actually all get together and do a podcast. So this is fun to be together and don't have to worry about my dogs barking in the background
right.
So we're all in the same room. It's kind of fun.
Yes. So today we are going to do our favorites, basically the things that we loved this last month. As you go into your new year, maybe we will give you some ideas of things that you can look into and implement into your own life. So we're going to jump right in, and Leslie, get us started.
Okay, well, we wanted to do favorites with our mom because she has great taste, great style, as you can see, and lots of great ideas. So she'll be fun for this episode. Yes? Sometimes she does. So we're going to start, since we were just finishing the holiday season. We want to ask the first question: what was your favorite gift that you received this Christmas? So Paige, we'll start with you. Favorite gift?
Oh, I have so many. And, actually, I'm going to tell you, I got this great watch from my parents that I love. I'm really into kind of natural leather right now, so I'm loving it. But actually, I want to tell you that maybe my favorite gift is that my mom, she bought me what I thought was this super cute tunic from Zara. And she told me, she said, I love it so much. It looks like you. And I tried it on. It's so cute. I think it'll fit you. And so I went home. I tried it on, Mom. And what did I text you? What did it say?
She texted me and she said, you bought me a romper. I said, no, I didn't. I tried that on.
But basically like a romper, like it looked like a tunic, but underneath there were like little shorts. And I discovered it because I could not get the thing on. But once I actually got it on, I loved it. I've already worn it once. I think it's
so. How did you try it on and not discover that it was a romper?
I think I had a senior moment. I think I thought I tried it on, and we were in New York City, and I was in a big hurry to get somewhere else, and I kind of held it up, and I'm like, it's about Paige's size, and I apparently dreamed I tried it on.
Yeah. So I think just because that whole story kind of made it into my favorite gift.
Mystery romper.
Yeah.
Okay, Mom, what about you? What's your favorite gift?
My favorite gift, this is super cheesy, but I've got my family together.
Oh.
So, there's nothing like family at Christmas. So just being together was the best part for me. And I also got a new watch from my girls.
Okay.
And a really special gift, and I was supposed to just have one, but I had a special ring made this year. Well, I really cried.
You can cry.
I'll probably cry if you cry.
Please edit this. It was diamonds from my mom's wedding ring, and I had it made into a ring just to wear, and I just love it, and it's so fun. So that's one of my favorites.
It's really special. I think that's a great idea too. When you get pieces of jewelry from a loved one and you think, I don't know if I'm ever going to wear this, I love that you didn't feel confined to that, and instead you made it into something that you will really wear and cherish. Yeah. So
it took me 3 years. She's been moved to heaven 3 years ago, and my sisters and I did wrestle with what do we do with her jewelry. And we finally decided none of us really were going to wear it, but we didn't just want it laying around somewhere. So each of us took pieces of it and are having special things made. So it was a neat gift.
Awesome. That's cool. Okay, so for me, I put the same thing. My favorite gift was being with family. This was my first trip back to Lubbock since we moved, so it was just super fun to be with all my family and my husband's family. A lot of them have been here. His mom lives in Alaska, so she was in Lubbock for a good week and a half. We just got to spend a lot of really good time. But if we're going to go with actual tangible things, I got a new purse and I really love it. So, so that was probably my favorite gift that I got for Christmas.
That's awesome.
So let's talk about, we just finished a year, we're starting a new year, but let's reflect a little bit. Mom, what's your favorite memory from 2016?
Well, I was thinking about this morning because the girls had brought this up, and I have so many memories. I went on some amazing trips. One of my favorite memories was one of the trips my husband and I made to Europe, and we visited several missionaries. We visited Sean and Hannah Christie and Norman Grace Barnes in England, and the Czech Republic with Lukáš and Dita. And it was just a sweet memory to connect with people that we love around the world. So that was one of my favorites.
That's awesome.
That's good. What about you? Mine was a trip as well. We went to England. We took a mission team to England this summer. And two things on that trip. First of all, we found out the Buckingham Palace was going to be open while we were there. And so myself and like 4 girls, we decided to go visit. And I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, but I have to tell you, we didn't get to see the whole place, but the rooms were open. But we got to walk in like where anyone would walk in going to like a major ball or something. And it was like red carpeted steps. And so you go up these steps and then you go down them into what would be the ballroom. And I have to tell you, there was something about it. Like I envisioned myself like in a dress and a tiara. Yeah. I did. So that was really cool. And then on that trip as well, one afternoon, our hosts, they had our entire team over to their home for a little tea party. And they were like in their 70s and 80s and just real, mothers and fathers of faith kind of thing. And it was supposed to just kind of be a simple tea party. And he was telling stories, and then I kind of said, would you just pray for us? And I literally meant just like a general bless everyone. But 3 hours later, they had prayed over every single person. And, I don't know if you've ever been in a place where not only does God speak to you, but you get to watch God speaking to people that you love and that you know, and kind of even knowing some of their backstories and the things that were being prayed over them, just knowing like, wow, just feeling like that evening was a pivotal moment for a lot of lives. And afterwards, talking to them and them all saying that, like my highlight was that night and that prayer or that word. And so that stands out to me. That's awesome. What about you, Les?
Cool. So the thing that I wrote down, and I apologize for the eye wiping and the sniffles. Apparently I'm allergic to Lubbock. So my throat is dry. I don't even know. So we're sipping our Taco Bella.
Yes.
This is not a paid advertisement. We're just big fans.
Yes.
Yes. So anyways, I'm not crying the whole time. I'm just the watering eyes. So anyway, my favorite memory and I had a hard time like remembering all of the year. It's been a big year for me and my family. We made the big move. And so my first thought was, oh, that'll be it, but really that wasn't like, that was kind of it was a fun time. I chose not to be stressed, even though moving that far with all of our stuff was a little stressful. But we got there, and probably the favorite memory was when my mom and dad came for their first visit. It was super fun. Why am I crying? Why are we crying? I'll blame it on the women.
I bring it out in people.
She does. But it was fun to show them our new life. And so, good.
It was awesome.
Yes. So let's look forward. Oh, no. Yeah, look forward to the upcoming.
What was the new discovery?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm not following the rules here. Okay, something new that you discovered this past year.
Yeah.
Paige, you start, because I misinterpreted the question. I got to think of something. So you start. Sorry.
Can you just
No, you're good. Yeah.
Okay. For me, I was trying to think of something like tangible that I could tell you about that you need to go discover as well. But what kept coming to me is I feel like I really got this lesson in 2016. I don't know if you're like me, but I like to reflect at the end of the year. And so it's been, in my reflections, what I kind of came up to was that 2016 was a year where I stopped playing things safe. And I'm the kind of person that a lot of people, it appears sometimes that I go for a lot of things. But what I realize is I always go for things that I already know I'm going to be okay in, you know? So if it came to sports, I discovered long ago I was good at running. So I would stretch myself in running, but it was an area that I was safe in. Does that make sense? And so I feel like 2016 has just been a year for me of stop playing it safe and really asking myself one simple question: what do you want? And what I discovered is almost every area of my life that there's something that I really want, it's an area where it feels unsafe and it's uncharted territory for me. And it's been as simple as I've always said I'm not a great cook. And so I decided in 2016, I can cook. You know, earlier in the year, I said I was going to cook all the way through Pioneer Woman's Cookbook. I didn't do that. But I cooked recipes that normally I would have immediately discounted for me and said, I can't do that. Or like for my mom's birthday, I made creme brulee. And I would have always said,
And it was fabulous.
yeah.
And fun.
Yeah. So, and then even harder things. I'm in the process, I'm trying to write a book. And in my mind, I've always said, I'm a good speaker. I'm not a great writer. And so, that's been my new discovery, is the things that I don't want to look back and say, I just did the things that I knew I could excel at. I want to also go for the things that aren't always safe. So that was my discovery. Yeah.
What about you, Mama?
Well, I think my biggest discovery this year, I really have had 2 or 3, but Leslie was talking about moving away. And as her mom, I had dreaded this move. I thought, I don't want my family to move away. I love having them all right here. But my biggest discovery was I love now, and I think it's because I know it's a God thing, I love having them where I think they're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And for me, we were talking about this the last time I went to visit Leslie. I feel like our relationship has become even stronger because when I'm there, we really have great quality time. Yeah. And we've probably had better conversations than when she lived in the same town and we just saw each other for short bits of time here and there. Yeah. And with the grandkids and with Alan, I have loved that time. Plus, I got to explore a new fun city. So it's just kind of taken on a new dimension in our family. It's always been very close-knit. Yeah. But I realized you don't have to lose that closeness. It takes some effort and money to travel, but it's so worth it. And so that's been a good discovery for me, that I don't have to be fearful of my kids moving off.
I think kind of it's an overarching principle of like, I think usually the change isn't as bad as the anticipation and the dread of what that change is going to do in any area of our life. And so it's a good lesson to even just remember something's going to change this year in all of our lives. And so not to dread it, you know, but just trust, especially if it's a God change, it's going to work out. It's good.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. So for me, I think we've had a lot of new discoveries because we're in a new place. And that same thing, kind of learning how to relate to one another now that we're so far apart and different things. But for me, probably my favorite new discovery, and I guess I knew about it before this year, but our church in Nashville. We really, really love our church. We love a lot of things about it. We love our pastors. We love the friends that we've made there. I love the worship, the teach. It's just always great, you know, and it's not so much what they're always putting forth. It's just like the heart behind it. So I knew that I loved the church, but since we've been there, we've gone through they call it DNA. It's kind of like a new members class. We've gone through that. We've gotten plugged in a Connect group. And so we're kind of getting beyond just this is the service, what everyone sees, to really learning the heart behind it and kind of how it came about. And it's a fairly new church, so they're still kind of growing and learning so many things. So I've really enjoyed discovering that and kind of discovering my place and my family's place in a church that we're totally new to. And it's just like, it's kind of cool. So it's fun. It's fun to go and nobody knows you anyway. It's fun to go and just sit and receive. And then it's also fun to find ways to get plugged in. And so that's kind of where we're at. So we love our church. It's been
it's a great church.
It's a good spot.
Yeah, so I got to visit there twice, and it's called The Belonging. So if you live in Nashville, it's a it's such a good feeling here.
It is.
I just came away, being so grateful that God led my kids there. So it's a good place.
It's very you just feel like it's a big family. And I think that's kind of the heart behind it. So it's fun. Okay, totally not a serious question, but I need to know because it's like a 15-hour drive for us if we're making really good time. Some of you may be traveling this new year. So I want to know, what is your favorite road trip snack?
Oh.
I have some staples, but I want to know what other people like. Do you have like a go-to?
I have discovered something. I actually discovered it this time last year. We went on a trip with some friends, and one of the guys that we were traveling with, they were flavored pretzels. I can't remember the name of them, but the brand, but they almost all truck stops have them now. They're kind of a new thing. And there's like a buffalo sauce one and a honey mustard, and then there's a sweet one or whatever. And they're like little pretzel nuggets, but I love them. They're like a little bit addictive. And then over the Christmas holidays, I always love chocolate, and I kind of go with different ones. So sometimes I'm a Raisinets fan, and sometimes I'm a Milk Duds fan. So you may need to revisit that.
I love Milk Duds.
Yeah.
Okay, Mom, what about you? Do you have a road trip snack?
Well, I do. And this is a snack I only eat on road trips. I was introduced to it several years ago by my good friend Terry, and it's called Chico Sticks. I don't know if y'all ever had that. Surely I've shared
I
that.
think it's old candy. It's a really old
It's an old one.
I mean, Granny used to give us
It's always the orange color thing, yes.
Okay.
And you can buy like the really long stick, or you can buy the little
Does it taste like peanut butter?
Peanut butter, but it's crunchy.
Yeah, I know.
And so since that, I think that was a trip to Colorado Springs that we got to eat in those. And now every road trip, I just feel like I need Chico Sticks. And of course, peanut M&Ms. I mean, you can't go on a road trip.
Yeah.
Every time we go somewhere in the airport, my husband buys me a bag of peanut M&Ms and
Gotta have a staple. It's a go-to. For me, I love sweet stuff most of the time, but on road trips, I'm a salty person. Okay. So I think and crunch. There's something about me. Try the pretzels. So I usually do most of the driving, possibly because I'm a control freak, but more because possibly that's part of it. But it's more because I get super car sick, so I can't. I mean, unless I'm just really, really tired and like cannot drive anymore, then I'll kind of just deal with it. But most of the time, my husband doesn't mind. He's happy to let me drive, and he just kind of edges out or whatever. But for me, I love Chex Mix because it's salty and it's crunchy, and then sunflower seeds. And I think that's because it kind of helps keep me awake so I don't get super tired.
Yeah.
But I discovered on this super long trip, because I drove 10 of the 15 hours, so 2/3 of the way. But a book on tape, like the audio, that's not tapes anymore, audio book, whatever. Downloaded that on my phone. So that helped somebody talking to me, because everyone else was like passed out of sleep. I mean, granted, it was like 2 a.m, so driving through Texas at 2 a.m. But the audiobook, and the crunchy, the sunflower seeds, and if I do something sweet, it'll be the Sour Patch Watermelon. That's I know nobody else likes it, but that's like the only I love those. But usually it's the salty crunch. Okay. So that was random. Oh, also I'm excited about Bit of Honey. They were in our stockings. You got us Bit of Honey. You know what I'm talking about? Yes.
I know.
I've never had them before. They're an old candy too.
They're old,
but they're good. So anyway, maybe I'll have some Bit of Honey on the trip.
Exciting.
They're real chewy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bit of Honey. It's good. Okay, so what is one event for the upcoming year, 2017? There's a lot going on. There's always, that's a long time to look forward. But what is one event that you're really looking forward to this coming year? Mom, we'll start with you.
Okay. Well, I've got several, but one that I'm really excited about in the spring, my husband and I are going on a trip to Italy. And it is a gift that our church gave us for our 30th church anniversary last year. And we had so many other things going on, we just didn't get to take the trip last year. So we're doing it this year. But I'm so excited. It's somewhere that we've never really traveled. And so we're just having fun researching it and all that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
I'm actually also going on a trip to Italy. We're going to cross paths. My husband's turning 40, which I know.
Okay.
How did we get here? That's why I keep thinking, how did I get to 40? But you know what? Like, we are going to just celebrate the whole year.
I like
I think
it.
you should.
Okay.
Celebrate the whole year. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I surprisingly don't have a lot of plans. I like to plan a lot, but we don't have a lot planned, except I am going on a trip with our dad, her husband, my father, in January. So really in just like a couple of weeks, we need to get ready for that.
Yeah.
But I have never, well, I can't say never. So my dad travels a lot, and all over the world. He speaks to lots of places. Paige goes kind of all over the world. And they've all been on trips together. He's taken our other sister, Kelsey, on trips, but I have not. I think I made a trip to Juarez, Mexico in like a 3rd grade. So that was our last just me and dad trip. So we're going to be in Prague doing, I think, a prayer conference he's speaking at, and then we're going to spend a couple days in London. I've been to London like once on a long layover, but didn't really get to see a whole lot. So I just figured that would be a fun place to explore. So we've been planning that. It's going to be fun. Pray for my husband that he doesn't go crazy without me for 11 days. He'll be good. So I'm really excited about that. It'll be fun.
That will be fun.
So yeah, super fun thing. Okay, one more favorites before we wrap up this episode. Because like Paige said, we like to give you something tangible or something you can look into, or a product or something that we are liking or recommending to people. So what is something, Paige, that you are recommending to people right now?
Okay.
Anything.
You know, I always recommend books, so I'm just going to stick with it because I've read a lot over the holidays, and so I'm going to tell you a fiction and a nonfiction that I'm loving. Over the holidays, I read a fiction book called Belgravia, and it's written by the same guy who wrote Downton Abbey, Julian Fellowes. So if you are a Downton Abbey fan, you will like Belgravia also. It's very dramatic and British and everything like that. And then the nonfiction read that I actually have not finished, but it's one of those books that is just, you can only read so much at a time because it's so good and so deep you can need to process it. It's called The Listening Life by Adam McHugh. I think I quoted it like a few times ago. I love it. It's so good. So The Listening Life by Adam McHugh.
Very cool.
So those are my recommendations.
Yeah, Mom, what are you recommending to people?
Okay, this is my very shallow recommendation.
Great. Shallow stuff.
Okay, I went to Harvard Happening this year here in Lubbock and discovered Fab Brows. FABBROW. As I've gotten older, the brows have gotten thinner.
Yes.
And it's a cool little pack, and it comes with all kinds of stencils. So you'll find one that kind of fits your shape eyebrow, and then the little brushes. So you just brush it on. Do y'all think it's fab?
It's pretty fab.
It looks good.
Sure, it's great.
And you can go online, fabbrow.com. I get nothing from recommending it, but I've tried so many pencils and whatever, and it's my favorite. So I'm recommending it.
I like it.
Okay, I'm recommending an app because I love this app. It's a little stalkerish, but it's cool. So it's called Life 360. And basically all the people in your family, whoever has a device or whatever, they all have the app. They're all attached to it, and it follows them around. So let me tell you why I love this. Because number one, like when my husband is working, it used to drive him crazy if I would call like 14 times at the end of the day. When are you going to be home? Where are you at? What are you doing? When are you coming home? Because sometimes he'd be on jobs and he'd get stuck trying to fix something, and then I'm calling 14 times. Are you done? Are you still there? Are you at the office? When are you going to be home for dinner? And so now I just pull it up, see where he's at. Oh, he's still at that customer's house. He must be finishing up the job. Okay, he's back at the office, blah, blah, blah. And it kind of helps you know when is a good time maybe to call him when he's not with a client. You also have a 16-year-old daughter. So let me just say, the Life 360, this is the cool thing. She's a new driver. Wrecked my car this week while we were here. Just going to throw that out. Yeah.
Where was this app when y'all were children?
I know. But here's the cool thing. So you can click on that person, and it pulls up their history. You're not going to believe this. Okay. What does that say?
84 miles per hour.
Top speed on that drive, okay? Now, she was on the Clovis Highway, So the speed limit is 80. So she was not too far off, but it tells you how fast they're going. And so she likes to tell me that the app is not accurate. It's wrong. It is not giving you correct information. But that doesn't seem to be the case most of the time. So Life 360, it's a super cool app. There's a free version, and you can pay like $5 to get more of the features, like with the speed and the like 30 days worth of history to kind of if you want to track your kids down. So it's pretty cool. It's like one step above or off from a ankle bracelet monitor. I don't know. But you're going to live in my house. You're going to have the Live 360, and I'm going to keep tabs on you. So anyway, I love it. It's a pretty cool app. So yeah, that's my recommendation.
That's cool.
I'm recommending it.
Yeah. Well, we're about to go, but we kind of want to let you know that the whole month of January, we are going to talk about goal setting. I know usually in January, people, anyways, they are making New Year's resolutions, or they're really trying to maybe hone certain areas of their life to get them a little bit more in shape, whether that's physical shape or more organized or whatever. And so that's what we're going to look at this month. I'm really excited about it. Mom, since you won't be with us the rest of the month, do you have a goal or a resolution that you're focused on in 2017?
I don't really make New Year's resolutions anymore because very few of those have ever actually happened. But I have a goal this year. A little over a month ago, I started a blog, and let me just confess, it took me about 2 years to get up the nerve to even start it. And, I just didn't feel like, Paige was talking earlier about it's easy when you have goals out there that this will be easy for me, I can do this. And so I think that's one reason I had put it off. I just thought, I don't know if I can come up with something to say very often on the blog. But the Lord just kept dealing with me about it. And so these two helped me get it up because I'm not very technically savvy and all that. But the goal that I have is, God reminded me the other day when I was thinking about it, of the real purpose behind it. Because I found even just writing 2 blog posts, it was easy to just kind of get superficial, and not that there's anything wrong with being, just lighthearted occasionally. But my goal is to be very intentional and very consistent with the blog and writing and posting what I really feel like He's put in my heart. And I just have such a heart for women in general, but really for women in ministry and those that are married to people in ministry, and just to encourage women. It's, God needs women in ministry, whether it's like professional, like in a church, or you're just going about your daily life. Everybody's ministering. And I want to encourage women in that. So I'm going to be very intentional and very consistent. So that's my goal. So y'all can hold me to it.
Awesome. Well, and we are the In-Between podcast. So we kind of like to reach women who maybe feel like they're in between stages of life, or they're waiting for that next thing. So I know your blog will really be encouraging to our audience as well, because we're all in that place where it's like, we may be in between. So, you just retired this past year from working, so Mom's kind of in this in-between thing as well, but stepping out and trying something new. And so I think that's great. Yeah. You'll love the blog. It's good.
Yeah, we'll put a link on our blog. So, by the way, I want to make sure each one of our episodes, you can go to our website, which is the In-Between, and there's a hyphen between inbetween.com, and we will have show notes. So today you can get links to my mom's blog, things like the 360 Life app, or Life 360 app, the books we mentioned, the gifts we mentioned, everything like that. So be sure and check that out. And get ready. 2017 is going to be really fun. We want you to kind of go on this journey with us of really exploring the in-between moments of life. So that being said, have a great January, and we will see you next week.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the In-Between podcast. We hope you had as much fun listening as we did making it. We hope you'll check out our website, theinbetween.com. Go to the blog section and you'll find our show notes from this episode, and you can get links to all the things that we talked about. We'd also love to connect with you on Facebook and Instagram. So log on this week and connect with us. Let us know what's going on. We've got some exciting things coming up for the month of January. We're going to be talking all about setting goals and getting organized for the new year. and it's going to be really interactive. We don't want you to miss out on it, so make sure that you connect with us. Thanks again for tuning in this week, and we will see you back here next time.